smoothie, pumpkin pie smoothie time. Sing it with me, Jess.
Pumpkin pie smoothie,
Pumpkin pie smoothie, pumpkin time.
Today we're making our...
Oh wait, should we tell them? They probably already know because they probably read the thing and pushed with the beep boop.
Today we're making our pumpkin pie wonder smoothie.
And it's really easy. You don't even need to watch this episode. You just get a pumpkin pie, you shove it in a blender, and you turn it on, try to put the lid on, and that's it.
Yeah.
I wonder if that'd work, though, if you put some milk and some pumpkin pie in there and just...
I think it would be a little too gritty with the pie crust.
We're making
I'm not sure about that.
a really cool smoothie that tastes just like pumpkin pie. It's so good.
It is really good. But we have to talk about pumpkins.
Yeah,
and
and some other things.
Pie. And pumpkin pie.
And my apron, it's kind of orange, right? You know?
It's more like terracotta.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that. They have pumpkins this color. I've seen them.
Yes, they do. One year, actually, we were a little late to buy our pumpkins for pumpkin carving, and there were only the
more decorative pumpkins, the green ones and
one of them.
Did we get a black one?
It was like a really dark green, but on the inside, everything was black.
It was so cool.
It was really, really cool. But anyway, back to pumpkins. Now this is a pie pumpkin.
And they call it a pie pumpkin because hold on. They call it a pie pumpkin because all you need to do is put it in the oven, turn it on, and then out comes a pie.
No, that's not why. It is what people would, if you were making a pumpkin pie from scratch, which I do, you would use this. It's sweeter. It's less, I believe it's less fibrous. So it's just a better
It's the perfect pumpkin to make a pumpkin pie.
And really,
do you use just one for a pie?
You just need one. Yeah.
So when you see these at the store, that's what they're for. They're pumpkin pie pumpkins.
Now, pumpkins originally come from Central America and Mexico. They were domesticated thousands of years ago by the natives. And Europe didn't know about it until explorers came over to the Americas, were introduced to these wonderful gourds.
Can you imagine the first time they saw this? They were probably like,
What is it? Is it a bowling ball?
You think they did that? Like, here, catch. Wait, that's not how you do bowling. Is that how you do bowling? Here, catch.
So it's a gourd. It's from the gourd family. So there are a lot of different kinds of squash that are part of the gourd family, and pumpkin is one of them. And they were smaller. They weren't like the big, huge
We have that other
orange
one
pumpkins.
too.
Yeah,
they were
smaller.
these.
They were like that. Now the first pumpkin pie, though, no one really knows when that happened, but more than likely...
Well, we read that the natives, they would use pumpkins a lot, and they would actually roast right in the pumpkin. They'd put the ingredient, they'd cut the top off, put the ingredients in, and put the pumpkin on the fire or the hot ashes. And so we know that they used creams and different milks from animals and spices and stuff, so they probably get to claim the first pumpkin pie because they probably put the creams and milks and spices in, roasted it,
and they were
voila.
the ones that taught the first settlers in North America about pumpkins, how to use them. So, but pumpkin pie is very much so an American thing. So you take the very first pumpkin pie, which was made in here, and then the Europeans took these pumpkins back to Europe. And
it was in France, right?
And there was a very famous French chef who created a version of a pumpkin pie.
What did you call it?
A pumpkin tort?
She said that, and I said,
I don't know
you
if
mean
that's...
tart? And she said, no, tort. And I was like, what's a tort?
Pies have been around for a really long time before pumpkin pie, but...
Oh, they even had pies with meat in them. They still do. They're really popular. They even did different fruits in the pies, and they even had fish pies. Can you imagine a fish pie? At first I was like, whoa, that sounds weird, but I bet it's probably pretty good.
Probably. I mean, we like fish.
Unless you're expecting it for dessert
To
and
be
you're like,
sweet.
wait, what's in it? Fish?
And then eventually, pumpkin pie just kind of evolved over time to become the pumpkin pie that we know of. Now, we're not having pumpkin pie. We're having a smoothie that tastes like pumpkin pie.
So when you're drinking it, you just close your eyes and you just think about pumpkin pie, tasting the pumpkin pie. And the really cool thing is, it's actually, in my opinion, better than pumpkin pie because it's refreshing. So you can have it for like a dessert, or you can have it for a snack, or you can have it on a really hot day. And it's something you can make all year round because you use canned pumpkins.
There's always canned pumpkin. Now, a fun fact.
I love
What do
these.
you think is the most favorite pie in North America?
Fish.
No. Now, the number one is apple pie, but pumpkin pie is number two. Now, apple pie is very popular in the United States, but pumpkin pie is actually very popular in the United States and Canada.
Do you want to know my favorite flavor pie?
What is it?
Blueberry.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I have to say mine probably is pumpkin because I love pumpkin.
What's your favorite flavor? Mine's blueberry. Hers is pumpkin.
I wonder. You should tell us. Now, pumpkins, one last fun fact. If you're bored, and parents, if you need your kids to do an activity that'll take a really long
This is
time.
so fun. Go bowling with pumpkins.
Well, you could do that. But have them open up a pumpkin and count how many seeds there are.
And turns out, the average pumpkin has around 500 seeds. So you're probably going to get close to that. Now, if you have a pumpkin with like 790 seeds, that's a lot. If you have a pumpkin with 2 seeds, that's not so much.
That's so much. Something must have happened. But yes, the average pumpkin has about 500
That's
seeds.
a double activity. So you can count the seeds and you can roast them. Or you could roast them and then count them. That'd probably be easier so they're not all
Pumpkins are
slimy.
very healthy, and pumpkin pie seeds are also very
They're
healthy.
delicious.
Tons of vitamin A, and lutein, which is really good for your eyes. Tons of fiber. It's low
Lutein.
in fat, which is good. So I'm ready to
There
make
you go.
I'm ready to make our smoothie.
We have all our ingredients. It's a super quick, super easy recipe.
And it's, for the most part, very healthy.
Yeah!
And there's things you can substitute or change about it. Sean will explain a little bit about that as we go through each ingredient.
All right. Do you want to go over what we have, or you want to just do it?
Let's just do it.
Let's do it!
Okay.
All right.
We are going to get our blender. Now, our blender is a little bit different than probably yours. Ours is...
It's upside down. It's one of those ones where
It's
you go...
backwards. Yeah, so your traditional one would be different. The blades would be down here. You wouldn't be putting it up here.
They might have one of these. Why am I yelling?
I don't know.
I'm so excited. Woo!
Now, it is very important that you load your blender properly. It should always be liquids, solids, then frozen, so it blends properly. If you put all the frozen stuff on the bottom and the liquids on the top, there won't be enough
can get
liquid
kinda
to...
stuck.
Yeah, so we're going to start... I know ours is upside down, but we're going to
So we don't even know what order to put it in. We're just going to put
We're
it in.
going to do it the way you do a traditional blender. So we're going to start with half a cup of milk.
Now, you can use your favorite milk. You can use dairy. You can use any non-dairy substitute like oat milk, which I love, cashew milk, almond milk.
And if you use oat
the
milk
other milks.
or any nut milks, it's going to add a bit of extra protein, which is really good for you.
And some yummy flavor, too. I love the flavor of oat milk. It reminds me of oatmeal. I wonder why.
We're also doing half a cup of Greek yogurt, and it's plain Greek yogurt. We are adding vanilla, so you could, if you wanted to, get vanilla Greek yogurt.
The only thing I'll say is it'll taste amazing, but vanilla yogurt has a lot more sugar in it
Yes.
than plain
So
yogurt.
we have our plain Greek yogurt. Here, I'll help you.
I think I got it all.
I don't know. There we go. Take that.
Whoa.
And then we are going to do our 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. So instead of sugar, we're using maple syrup as our sweetener. You can use, oh, let me scrape it a little bit.
Oh, her in the scraping.
You could use honey as well.
Yeah, and this makes 2 or 3 small smoothies. 2 regular size, 3 small ones. If you want to just make one, cut it all in half. You got. Should we do a bumper sticker, Jess?
Just cut it in half.
If you just want to make one, cut it in half. Do you think people understand what we're talking about?
No.
Woo!
Then we're gonna do a teaspoon of vanilla extract.
Do you want to use that thing on this too?
No, I don't need to use that
Come
for that.
on.
Okay, here you go.
There
we go.
Thanks, Jess.
You're
Woo!
welcome. And then we are going to add our pumpkin puree.
This is canned pumpkin, nothing else. When you're buying canned pumpkin, make sure you're buying canned pumpkin, not pumpkin pie mix.
Yes, 2 very different
But-
things.
Hold on.
Okay.
No, I'm just thinking, and I might be totally wrong, but if you use canned pumpkin pie mix, you could probably eliminate the pumpkin pie
there's
spice
already,
and all
but there's
that.
also sugar in it, so you would have to eliminate the maple syrup as well.
Just use canned pumpkin. Did you know? We've said this in other classes, but a lot of canned pumpkin is actually different than pumpkin. It's not even pumpkin, but they can call it pumpkin because it's a type of squash that somehow gets away with. They use butternut squash.
I think it's because
They use other
it's
types
from
of
the same
squash.
family.
Yeah.
All right, I don't need this anymore.
I'll take it.
And then we are going to put it away. Then we're going to do, it's a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon.
Cinnamon!
Cinnamon.
And there's already cinnamon in the pumpkin pie spice that we're
Yes,
using.
because we're doing a 1/4 teaspoon of pumpkin
But
pie
because
spice.
we're making it taste just like pumpkin pie,
We're doing a little
we
extra.
figured out how to make that work. What'd you just put in, Jess?
I put a 1/4 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice.
Whoa!
And so, same amounts for the spices.
Now, pumpkin
And
pie spice is 4 different spices. We have a recipe on the recipe if you want to make it. If you
We
don't
have a
have it,
recipe on the recipe.
on this recipe, there's a little recipe at the bottom on how to make pumpkin pie spice. It's something that's really easy. It's equal parts cinnamon, nutmeg, or I don't know if it's equal parts. The recipe's on the recipe. And then there's what?
There's allspice, nutmeg, cloves, and cinnamon.
There you go.
And then we're using 1 frozen banana. We cut it into slices before we froze it because when you're blending it, if you have big chunks, it's going to be really hard for the blender to blend all of it, and then you'll end up with big chunks of banana, which you don't want.
Yeah, when you're freezing the banana, you can slice it before you freeze it. Just remember how you do it. So if you want to slice it in quarters, you'll know that you need 4 of them to make one. If you want to slice it into 8 to make them smaller, just know that you'll need 8 pieces to make one. It's a fun way to do math too.
And then we're doing a cup of ice. So the frozen banana adds to the cold aspect, but it was gonna help also make it creamy and texture, all that goodness. And then the ice is gonna make it more.
Is Matilda gonna help us taste test this?
Matilda is going to help us today. She is the best.
She's an expert smoothie taste
She
tester.
is.
Certified last week, I think.
So she's gonna join us after we make it.
Ready?
Ready?
That's it.
I love pumpkin pie smoothies. That's it?
That's it.
All right, well, let's go get Matilda. All right, here is our famous master smoothie taster.
Tilly, we told him that you are an expert smoothie taster.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Yes.
Can you say hi to all our friends?
Hi.
Are you ready to try this?
Look how amazing.
So it made
is.
this much.
It's
so
absolutely
you could turn it into
beautiful.
3 or 4 smaller ones, whatever you want. Are we missing anything, Tilly?
We're missing cream.
Oh, she wants to put whipped cream on it.
So as an option, which is, gonna make it a little sweeter, you can always, just like pumpkin pie, you can always add a little bit of whipped cream on top.
Sometimes it's okay to have a little fun, right?
It's fine to be a
Whoa!
little decadent.
Do it again.
Whoa!
All right. Now, are we ready to taste it?
Hey, that's Mama's. Oh, I'll give this one to Mama.
Okay, ready? Okay.
Ready, guys? Here we go. Take a big drink. Here, I'll try some of
Wanna
hers.
try it? It tastes just like pumpkin pie.
It's delicious.
How do you like it, Tilly? Yeah?
You got a little something on your.
So do you.
Bye,
Is that my
everyone.
face?